to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. All right, so just minutes after we wrapped up Morning Scone on Sunday, we got word from LSU. Well, actually, not from LSU. There are media reports that LSU has hired Cortez Hankton to be the new wide receiver coach, which is was completely expected, as we've talked about for several weeks now, as they were getting through the Georgia National Championship game, and then they obviously had the championship celebration this past week. So it made a lot of sense that they would wait until that was over, because quite honestly, Hankton couldn't even participate in recruiting high school prospects until the dead period's lifted. So that's now. So timing, all that makes sense. So Cortez Hankton, new wide receiver coach at LSU. I would guess that since all the media reports are out there now, that LSU will make it official probably today. But that's all the reports are out there now that it's a done deal. So wide receiver coach at LSU now. Let's see, from St. Aug in New Orleans. From St. Aug, he plays college football at Texas Southern, went undrafted, but still had himself an NFL career. Played in Jacksonville from 03 to 06, then bounced a little bit Vikings, practice squad, and then Tampa. Played in the UFL. For the New York Sentinels, excuse me, and a couple other teams, the Florida Tuskers and the Virginia Destroyers. But he's been around the coaching game. Started at Dartmouth and then went to Vanderbilt. So he had a stint in the SEC at Vanderbilt, and then from Vanderbilt went to Georgia, where he's been wide receiver coach, passing game coordinator since 2018. So a guy who has Louisiana ties, certainly can recruit, has strong New Orleans ties, played in the NFL, young guy, only 40 years old, and has coached at two different places in the SEC now, at Vanderbilt and Georgia. So, man, that is a strong way to finish the staff for Brian Kelly with Cortez Hankton. So something we've known for a while, but is now widely reported, and we're waiting on official word from LSU, which should come today. So Brian Kelly's staff is finished now. All 10 on-field members are now hired in place, and with the recruiting dead period set to lift before the February signing period here in a couple of weeks. Perfect time to get them on campus. So, all right, see what y'all got. One more NFL playoff game this weekend. We got the Rams and Cardinals tonight from LA out at SoFi. So, I've done okay so far. Let's see. I had the Bengals to win and cover. That hit. I had the Patriots. That did not hit. But then I was perfect yesterday. Had the Bucks to win and cover. Had the Niners on a money line play, and then had the Chiefs to win and cover last night as well. So not a bad weekend so far. 4 for 5, and I don't have a strong feeling about tonight's ball game. I guess I'll go Rams at home. Veteran quarterback, veteran coach. Those tend to be my my criteria when I'm split on a game. So where's the game played, and then who do I give the edge to at quarterback and at head coach? And I give it to McVay, who's been to a Super Bowl, and Stafford, who, although he hasn't won a playoff game, has been in the playoffs plenty. The Rams have plenty of playoff experience there at home. So I'll probably go Rams in this ball game tonight against Arizona. Well, let's say some good mornings here. See what y'all got. Do me a favor, if you're on YouTube, smash the like button. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Hunter Perriman, good morning. Josh Higginbotham, good morning. Joey Vincent, Tim Gautreau, Hunter Fournette, Jesse Brown, morning from the hospital, getting ready for my wife to deliver. Always love your show. Well, thank you, Jesse. That's, first of all, congrats to you and your family, your growing family. I hope your wife doesn't loathe me for this, that she's about to deliver your child and you're watching Morning Scone. But still, congrats to you. Hope everything goes, and pray that everything goes perfectly today. So prayers and blessings to you and your family. Brady Smith, morning, Matt. Do you remember a year where there was as much roster turnover as this year's football team? Well, no, Brady, because there's never been. And that's the combination of several things, obviously. New coach, of course, but also, I mean, we live in the transfer portal era now where guys can transfer and be immediately eligible. That wouldn't have happened typically in these numbers otherwise. So no, there hasn't been a year like this ever. But like we said, man, the portal giveth and the portal taketh away. So, LSU snagged 2 players from Arkansas. I'm not sure if y'all saw, but Dwight McGlothern has now committed to Arkansas. So LSU's gotten 2 from Arkansas, and Arkansas has gotten 2 from LSU. So LSU got Joe Fouché and Greg Brooks, and Arkansas has gotten Dwight McGlothern and Landon Jackson. Now, McGlothern and Jackson are not nearly as experienced as Fouché and Brooks. I would tell you of the 4, if we come back like after all 4 of them have their draft days, right? It's okay. Well, who went the highest? Yada yada. I would bet that Dwight McGlothern is the highest drafted prospect among the 4, and Landon Jackson would be the lowest or undrafted. I don't know that Landon Jackson is an SEC defensive end, so I think Arkansas probably got the best player and the least player, and LSU got the 2 most experienced SEC solid players. So who won it? I don't know. Let me see how much all those guys contribute this year, but on talent alone, it's like if you were grading them 1 to 4, Arkansas got 1 and 4, and LSU got 2 and 3. Cody Champion, good morning. Brady Smith, I'll definitely need a roster in front of me when watching the spring game. That's usually the case anyway, but definitely this year. Pegasus J, good morning. Can you settle a debate? Would you want a top 5 tight end or a top 5 wide receiver? Wait, in college or in the NFL? Jordan Thomas, could be biased, but I think our wide receiver room has a chance to be one of the best in the country. Probably biased, Jordan, but I will say that if you're starting with Kayshon Boutte, you're starting with one of the best in the country, a guy who could well be the first receiver taken in the draft next year. So when you're starting there, that definitely tilts the field. I'm curious to see Jack Besh actually play receiver and not play tight end. The attached tight end, I'm curious to see Jack Besh play tight end. And yeah, let me see Malik Neighbors with another year of development. Let me see Brian Thomas with another year of development, who really, for all the expectation for Brian Thomas in fall camp, underwhelmed a little bit. Not to knock him. I mean, he's a true freshman out there playing. But they built up the expectation there. But they definitely need to get their numbers deeper there, too. Spurge, good morning. Lots of tears in Dallas today. I'm loving it. There's what's up, Cliff Nelson? Good morning. Cliff is a resident Cowboys fan, so not a great day for the Cowboys. But I did have the Niners on the money line yesterday. I thought the Niners were a little more physical team, but boy, the end of that game was a disaster. Mismanaged by both teams. I mean, how in the world Kansas City or San Francisco wasn't able to run off the clock was stunning. To give Dallas as much time as they had to matriculate the ball down the field. And then I don't even hate the quarterback draw call. I don't hate it because you should have had enough time to get down and spike it and take a shot to the end zone. But just a horribly mismanaged situation altogether. LSU Sports for that. Good morning, Matt. Will Wade has done a great job with some under-talented teams in years past. How do you think he would have done with the Ben Simmons, Antonio Blakeney team? He would have done spectacularly well. I don't even think you're talking about an under-talented team. I mean, Cam Thomas was a first-round pick. Trendon Watford is playing as a rookie in the NBA. You could look at the team that won the SEC. You had Tremont, who's an NBA player. You had Naz Reid, who's playing in the NBA, and you had Cavell on that team in there. He's coached a lot of talent too, man. But yeah, I think he would have done exceptionally well. People forget, man, as disappointing as the ending of that season was, forget how good Ben Simmons was that year. I mean, I think he led the league in scoring and rebounding as a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, he was magnificent. People are just soured because of how it ended, which I understand. The most recent memory or the last memory is the freshest, but he was magnificent that year. Let's see. Blaine Smith, Jason Austin. Can you tell us about Cortez Hankton, the benefits of LSU hiring him? Yeah, went through that a little bit. Got from New Orleans, St. Aug, played college football at Texas Southern, played in the NFL, has coached at Dartmouth, Vanderbilt, Georgia, and now LSU. Really good receivers coach who played in the league, young guy, dynamic recruiter. It's a win-win-win all the way across the board. Fantastic hire. Jonathan Martin, Ryan Dixon, Mulkey, the King Alpha of LSU, the Queen Alpha of LSU. Lady Tigers win again. They're 17-2 now. Unbelievable. She's doing a magnificent job. Turn that around in a hurry. Jared DeLucky, good morning, Matt. Beautiful way for the Cowgirls to lose. It's amazing the people who don't know the rules of placing down the football. Oh, and I hate the cold. I hate the cold too, Jerry. But yes, not very good. What did Skip call it? HWA, How to Win Awareness for Dallas yesterday. And who's to say even if they got into the playoff, they would have scored. But I mean, I could actually point out that if Jimmy G doesn't overthrow two passes, look, just one. The pass on the sideline, not even the intercepted pass, the pass on the sideline that he overthrew 20 yards downfield, that puts the Niners in field goal range. A field goal there, and Robbie Gould had been fantastic. A field goal there, it's a 3-score game in the fourth quarter. It's over. It's over anyway. But Jimmy G sails a ball, and then he throws a pick, and it was like that fourth quarter was like, who wants to win this game? Does anybody want to win this game? Caleb Bernard, Samuel Merrifield, Todd Harris. People want to say negative things about Brian Kelly hires. Every single hire has experience, and most have Louisiana ties. Who has said anything? I'm trying to, what are the narratives about his hires? I think he's nailed it. The national narrative about Brian Kelly not fitting here is silly, but I'm just trying to think what would have been the narratives about his hires. I mean, I think Matt House coming from the NFL to the Chiefs is a great look. Mike Denbrock obviously can coach modern football. Just did a great job at Cincinnati. I love bringing in Frank Wilson. You're bringing Jamar Cain from Oklahoma to coach your defensive line. You're retaining Brad Davis, Cortez Hankton. I mentioned Frank Wilson. I mean, I think he's done a fantastic job. Brian Wynn, good morning. Pam Woods, Van Pram, good morning. Van Pran, good morning. Cody DeVille, Matt, what are you hearing and how different Coach Kelly's daily process is for the program versus the previous regime? Nothing, Cody, honestly. Like, it's very odd. You have to understand a couple things. Number one, we have not talked to Brian Kelly at all. Okay, he had his introductory press conference. He has done no media since, which is why when he did the interview during the game, during the Texas Bowl, it was, all ears because we hadn't met with him at all. He didn't even do the interview post early signing period. And then the other part of it too is that the players aren't around him yet. I mean, he can't have you know, coaching or daily interaction with the players right now. The only staff that can are the strength staff. So really, that would be the question: is how is the new strength staff interacting? Like, we won't know about Brian Kelly with the team until spring football. Charlie Gale, Chance Babin, good morning. It was like Les Miles clock management. Aaron Everett, Waterboy scene popped into my mind. Oh no, we suck again. For what? For the Cowboys game. Marquise Robinson, what's the deal with Dwight McGlothern? Was grades? He was going to be the man at cornerback this year, SMH. He had a so great. By the way, grades no, not why he left. I'll put it that way. Because you can fix that, right? I mean, you have the whole spring semester and summer or intercession. I mean, you can fix that. He really, and I don't know him, but he really struggled with the transition, with the new staff, with Stingley and Ricks being on the way out. I just wish him well, man. That's one where you wish that transition had gone better, because he's a really good player. Jason Austin, how about the 49ers? You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Betting is unemotional. Make money on that. But I ain't sitting there cheering for the 49ers. Brian Wynn. Matt, do you feel the NCAA will put some limits on the transfer portal? Nope. Listen, you can't close it by August 1st or anything like that. And listen, it's not about the number of times an athlete can transfer, but you can only, Brian, remember, you can only transfer once to be immediately eligible. That's the key thing. You can transfer as many times as you want, but you only have the one-time transfer waiver where you're immediately eligible once. Matt, who does it appear will be the center next year? Good question, Kenneth Kyle. Don't know. I mean, it's got to be Charles Turner getting the first crack at it, but I mean, you keep exploring the transfer portal to see if there's someone with starting experience that could come in and challenge or beat him out. Kenneth Kyle, Matt, why do you think Hankton does the lateral move? Just for a move back home or pay bump? Probably both. I'm sure he's getting more money, but yes, to come home. I mean, that matters. When I tell you that mattered to Frank Wilson. I mean, when Frank was at Tennessee and LSU hired him, Les hired him here the first time, it was an opportunity to come home. And you forget, man, people's families are still here, and it's hard when you're a coach and you're bouncing around the country and you're moving every couple of years. And when you've got family in a place and you can be close to your family, and then you can coach the place you grew up cheering for and all that sort of stuff, I mean, it matters. It absolutely matters. So, yes. Hey, John Webb, good morning from the Bay Area. Good morning, John. Jason, Matt, this may be a boneheaded question. If you don't sign the allotment of scholarship players, can you add more than 7 transfers to fill those numbers? So keep in mind, Jason, you can sign 7 over the 25. So you can have more than 7 transfers because you can have transfers in your initial 25. But once you've hit your 25, you can go 7 over that in transfers. Does that make sense? So, but it has to be a 1-for-1, right? So you have to have 7 transfers out, which LSU does. So you can sign 1-for-1. If you only had 3 transfers out, you can only sign 3 over. Matriculate, love it. Hank Strand would be proud. Gary Petrie, good morning. Todd, I think Brian Kelly will comment on recruiting class now that his staff is hired. I think for the February signing day, he'll do media availability. Jimmy G is an overrated pretty boy. The Saints can have him. I'm not so interested in. That's the point, right? Like, I mean, Have you seen anything from Garoppolo that leads you to believe that he would be a better option than Jameis? That's not to say definitively that he wouldn't be, but I haven't seen anything to say that's the horse you want to hitch your wagon to. That's why it keeps coming back. You can't get one of the guys that's a definitively better option, Rodgers, Russ, then there isn't really the guy that's the no doubt if that's the direction that you want to go ahead of James. Jesse McGraw, a word on John Emery. Yeah, John Emery's good to go. Returning to school. I mean, so it could always change, but returning to school and expected to be on the team next year. Rashad Bolden, good morning. Caleb Bernard. Hey, Mark, good morning. Pell's at 11 a.m. today, huh? Against Boston. Wow, it's early too. Well, I guess it's noon Eastern. Chance Babin, Eli Mitchell, former Cajun, have a great rookie season. Yeah, that was cool to see him yesterday. Elijah Mitchell. I mean, Deebo Samuel's the best offensive player for the 49ers, but it was cool to see Elijah Mitchell running. Don Jolibois, good morning. Jason Austin. Keep it PG. I'll be here Wednesday for you to cuss me out again. Marquise Robinson, what's your thoughts on interest from SEC schools in all the ULL transfers? Do they have that much talent? I mean, I know some guy like Kyron Lacey's a really good player who's transferring to LSU. There's a couple of guys that have followed Napier to Florida. I think that's just what you see when you got experienced guys, right? I mean, sometimes you may have like an 18-year-old high school senior who's a 2-star, 3-star. But you get into a college program and you grow and develop, and now you're 20, 21, and you've got a lot of experience playing college football. You're a more attractive prospect, right? Like a 21-year-old 3-year starter at ULL might be a better option as a 1-year player than a freshman coming in that has to sit and develop physically. Larry Cavalier, and then specifically with Florida, I mean, if any of those guys followed Napier to Florida, well, there's an ease of transition there, right? Understanding the style, knowing the player, knowing the coach, all that sort of stuff. Clinton Otto, what's good? Do you think Matt Ryan would be a decent fit here? Clint, I think Matt Ryan's about done, dude. If I was going to invest in a veteran, Matt Ryan's 36. And the other thing too, Clint, is Sean Payton knows him well, right? Like, having coached against him twice a year. See, Russ is 33. And you say, well, what's the big deal? Well, shoot, 3 years ago, Matt Ryan was 3 years ago Matt Ryan was in the Super Bowl? 4 years ago. Blowing a 28-3 lead. No, let's see, that was 2016? 2016? You killed the Jolibois last name. I would have screwed it up. I've said Don Lee Jolibois like every day for a year now. Stephen Smith, good morning. Terry Malone added as an OC analyst. Once with the Saints as tight ends coach. Was OC at Bowling Green. Sorry if you already said it. I'm late getting it. Did not say it yet, Stephen. Welcome to the show. Let's see. Do me a favor there, YouTube. Smash that like button. 136 watching. Appreciate you there. We appreciate the 96 of you on Facebook. As always, shout out to Brock, brortho.com. New year, new career. Brock is hiring. Give Brock a shout. We appreciate you. We appreciate Brock. And, of course, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. We are working today, by the way. So even though it's cold outside, roof repairs, roof replacements, let's go. If you've had the insurance adjuster out and they've denied your insurance claim on your roof, give us a call. Let us go to work for you. You've had the insurance adjuster out. They've approved a roof replacement. You've called another company and they've said, we'll get to you in 2 to 3 months. Call us. We'll get to you in 2 to 3 weeks. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Hey, Lawrence Burley, Hunter Perryman, way too early, but do you think Kayshawn will wear number 7? I really don't care, Hunter. I mean, there's just not an ounce of me that cares about jersey numbers. I don't care about 18. I don't care about 7. I would rather you make your legacy as the best ever to wear your number. I would rather Kayshon Boutte be the best player ever to wear number 1 at LSU than to switch and wear number 7. The last 2 guys that wore 7, Stingley, y'all know how y'all feel about Stingley, and Chase gets 7 and then opts out. And then who was the poor kid from Texas Tech who they gave 7 to? Jonathan Giles. Hey, come on. What are we doing here? Lance Oakley. Morning, Matt. Headed to Dallas from Shreveport. Love what Brian Kelly is doing in Baton Rouge. Also excited for LSU baseball. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, Lane. Appreciate you watching. Tim Gotro. Ever since Romo fumbled the extra point snap, Dallas has found absolutely bizarre ways to lose playoff games. That's true. They still have a beef about the one in Green Bay. With Dez, that one is, you made the play and whatever. Tim Gotro, Keith H. Morning, Scone. What's good? Glad to hear that Hankton hire. Yep. It was funny. Yesterday someone was asking, man, I'm getting nervous. Cortez Hankton hadn't been announced yet. Did it fall apart? And then we finished Morning Scone and 30 minutes later, all the reports started coming in. It was done. Bob Champagne. Morning, Matt. It would have been nice to have a whiskey and wine edition on Saturday after the Arkansas loss. Would have soothed the loss a little. We could maybe start doing some basketball ones, some little post games. LSU Sports Fanatic. None of them were the number 1 overall pick, though. Sorry, not sure what that one was in reference to. Shane O'Mac. Good morning. What a career for Big Ben. At least he had one more playoff game before calling it a career. So did he call it a career, or did he just say his time at Pittsburgh was done? I wonder if he'd play somewhere else if they gave him the option. Trey Guy, morning, like the team drew jersey. What do you think about Dwight going to Arkansas? Why would he leave LSU for Arkansas? Yeah, so talked about that a little bit. McLaughlin transition to the new staff and change in the program just did not go well for McLaughlin. He was very vocal about it too. Why would he go to Arkansas? Chance to play in the SEC, play right away. I mean, they're still going to be a middling SEC team. I don't know that you worry about Arkansas doing anything of significance. Drew Sanders, we did talk about 2 Alabama prospects that entered the portal, Jaleel Billingsley and Drew Sanders. Well, Billingsley, the tight end, is going to Texas, so he reunites with Sarkisian. And Sanders also went to Arkansas, former 5-star linebacker. Let's see, Brandon. Hey, Matt, got my coffee. The morning scone. Just need the Hudco hustle to really get going. Okay, Hudco hustle. Here we go. Ready? Break.
Someone you know, Scone and Terrio. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing.
364-1007. Where are we? Tommy Poole, excited for LSU football with a new coaching staff, a who's who of coaches. I don't know if I would go a who's who of coaches, but they did a good job assembling the staff. Jordan Thomas, now the coaches have been hired. Do they move on to analysts? I haven't heard anything about analyst hires. One thing that I was told early, Jordan, is that Brian Kelly thought Ed Ozarn had too many analysts, and they're probably going to cut that number at least in half. So I don't think you're going to have this huge staff of analysts at LSU. Mark Allen, I wonder when we will see the pics of Brian Kelly running down the street shirtless. Pat Houston, good morning. Matt Plavidal, started my new job with FedEx as a delivery driver. So been AWOL. All good, Matt. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Be safe on the road and stay warm, dude. Especially today. Trey Guy, good morning. Come on, people, smash the like button. Yeah, smash the like button. 155 watching there, 49 likes. We can get that up a little bit. If we get Osiris Torrance, what do you think the starting offensive line will look like? So Osiris Torrance is another offensive lineman from ULL. I can't say that I know enough about him to know if he would be an immediate starter. Miles Frazier is going to be a starter at tackle, probably at right tackle. I think you have Cam Wire at left tackle, Miles Frazier at right tackle. If I had to guess today, I would tell you I think Charles Turner's your center, and then your guards are probably Anthony Bradford and maybe Garrett Dellinger. It would be really interesting to see if Dumerville or Hill or Martinez were able to beat out the young guys for one of those guard spots. It's kind of the make or break year for those guys, right? Once you get into year 3, man, if you've been passed over by other people in the rotation, it's probably not going to happen for you. Unless if you have a Garrett Brumfield type situation where you stay a 4th and a 5th year and then you get your chance as an upperclassman. And that's just rare. Tracy Poole, is Kevin Falk staying? They may have a role for Kevin within the athletic department. He's not on the football staff. Rapid Batches, what's up? How about those Lady Tigers? Yes, indeed. Joseph Armato, good morning. James Brew, do you think the one-time 7 transfers will become a permanent thing due to large movement of players across the country? Schools have a hard time ever getting back to 85. I do think that the transfer leniency is going to be allowed. I think you have to. Like I said, just to make numbers work. And keep in mind, not every program every year is going to use it. And one thing I do think will happen is that the transfer portal will slow. And this is what I mean. There are, I think, 3,000 players in the transfer portal right now. There aren't 3,000 available spots at other schools. And the other part of allowing the transfer signees over the 25 is that still allows for high school signees. Because what was, I remember we played a soundbite from Lincoln Riley, and he was right. If you only had 25 and you have this immediate transfer eligibility, right? Coaches would be basically faced with the decision, do we sign a high school kid, take a chance on a project, a guy that we're hoping grows and develops and matures into the program, or a guy that's already proven he can play college football? One has more inherent risk than the other. And so what the opinion was, look, the 4 and 5 star guys, you're always going to sign those, right? But what happens when you have the 3-star guy or the 2-star guy? Schools might be more inclined, if you only have 25 spots, take a transfer instead of the 2-star guy, so less high school kids would be getting the opportunity to play college football. So by keeping that rule in place, you guarantee that you're still going to get high school kids signing scholarships and getting the opportunity. So I think the rule will stay in place. Poe English, what do you think our chances are of getting Triggs and Danny Lewis? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a recruiting guy. I'm really not. Sorry. I'm not dodging the question. I just don't know. Brandon Matt saw a glimpse of the Golden Dome. You're hiding under the Hudco hat. Brandon, I mean, every day on AFR, I don't wear a hat, so not hiding anything, just promoting Hudco. Who got Brock? Hudco, Gamecoin. Angel Flores or Angel Flores, good morning, Notre Dame alum here in Puerto Rico. Watch your show since Kelly left. Great job. Thank you, man. Appreciate that very much. What year did you graduate from ND? Chad Landry, Reed Wilson, Osiris would be a starter. I can't say that I know that definitively. I don't know. I don't know how you can say a guy that's playing in the American Athletic Conference is just definitively better. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure how much this means, but Osiris and Miles Frazier have the same player grade in 247 Sports. Okay. I mean, I love it. If you get a guy that can come in and play right away, great. I mean, that would be ideal. Would also love to see would love to see the guys that you've committed 2 years to already and beyond to develop into the program. But dude, if you get immediate starters, that's the point of getting transfers. Matt, can you carry over signing spots? If LSU only signs 30, can they sign an extra 2 next year? You can only carry over, it's called backfilling your initial 25. So if you only sign your 23, you can backfill those 2 spots. Meaning you can sign 2 over for next year. Reed Wilson, it isn't rocket science. It's easy to see Osiris would be the second best offensive lineman at LSU. I mean, are you his Reed? I mean, are you his cousin? I mean, oh my God. Dude, you're going hard for Osiris Torrance. Okay, fine. You like Osiris Torrance, great. I mean, they've gotten transfers before that we thought would pan out that didn't do a damn thing. All right. Whew. Gary Schmidt, I ripped my wife's 30A sticker off immediately after Terrio's letter. Oh, that's so good. David Coslin, what's up, man? Clinton Alda, I figured Ryan was a cheaper option, allowed the Saints to get a vet and keep the first rounders. But you'd be just as fine going with Jameis if that were the case. It would be a cheaper option. And if you were to get Matt Ryan, you still have to give up something for him. So I don't think that that's the option they're going to go. Dale Broussard, Chance Babin, LSU needs linebackers, DBs, and a center and tight ends. Karen Baker, good morning. Dale Broussard, interesting tidbit. The Kelly Walker dancing video was a hologram. It was a hologram. Huh? Let's see, Kenneth Kyle, does anybody know if Maurice Hampton ever found a landing spot? Good question. What is Maurice Hampton doing now? He's at Samford. How about that? Playing baseball at Samford. Good for him, man. Hope it works out for the best for him. A couple of more. I can't see how you ever get back to 85 scholarship players. Yeah, well. You know what helps is when you don't have 40 guys leave a program in a year because your coach absolutely decimated the roster. Philip Streva, who are our receivers now? You got 6 on scholarship. Keishon Butte, Besh, Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Chris Hilton, Jeray Jenkins. That's your 6. You signed Landon Ibieta 7, and now you've added Kyron Lacey as a transfer. That's 8. Talk about drive the Atlanta football team fan. Talk about drive the Atlanta football team fans insane. Oh, you say if the Saints got if the Saints got Matt Ryan. Shane O'Mac, if they could pull it off next year via the draft, how would it be to see a Jameson connect next year? That would be cool. I'd be down for it. Definitely sucks to see Jameson Williams' injury, but hopefully he can get healthy. I mean, if he can, and you have a stretch the field guy to complement Mike Thomas, I think it would be awesome. Let's see. Ben Giat, what is the 38th thing about? So, on Friday during AFR, Ryan Terrio wrote his letter to to people who have like bumper stickers on their car, and he basically attacked everyone, starting with the housewives driving the grocery getter Denali with the 30A sticker on. And he went after everybody. I posted it on Facebook and on my Instagram, so if you're interested, you can go watch it. Let's see. Keith H. Matt wasn't able to find a new podcast. Where can we find it? So the first episode will probably drop tomorrow. I said today, but today's a holiday, so we'll probably drop the first episode tomorrow. So it'll be on Apple, on iTunes, on Spotify, all that sort of stuff. LSU Daily is what it's called. LSU Daily. I thought when you were asking Scone a question, you put Scone. It's all good, Reed. I hope Osiris Torrance comes in and is an All-American. I hope he comes here and is an All-American. And if he goes to Florida, I hope he stinks. Matt, what's your projection on LSU baseball this season? Yeah, Tommy, I think they'll be an Omaha team. I don't know if they can win when they get there. It's really going to depend on if they figure out roles for pitching. But they're going to slug the crap out of the baseball. And I think that that offense can carry them to Omaha. All right, David Lebu. Matt, please continue to knock down the 18-7 jersey swap. I hope the tradition stops. Look, I don't know if it will. I just don't care. I mean, if they want to do it and players love it, okay, fine. I just am not ever going to make a big deal out of it. I mean, Chris Curry was 18, he transferred out of here. It's crazy. Anyway. Let's see. I watched last night, thought it was great, just not sure what 30A. Oh, 30A is a 30. Oh, you don't. Okay, 30A is a place I think it's in Destin. Is that the highway it's on? I think 30A is Santa Rosa Beach is what it said. Yeah, Rosemary Beach. So it's like it's a highway in Florida where people go. State Road 30A. There you go. It's where people go vacation. Matt was looking forward to the new podcast. My bad, Keith. Look forward to tomorrow. A best spot in Baton Rouge for brunch if I take the wife to an afternoon game. Brunch, huh? I'm not a big brunch guy. Hate to break that to you. Anybody got recommendations? I mean, I know Ruby Slipper is one people always mention. Portobello's has a good brunch. I'm not a huge brunch guy. Just give me breakfast or give me lunch. I don't need brunch. I don't want salmon at 11 a.m. You know what I mean? Give me breakfast or give me brunch. Give me bacon and eggs and biscuits and pancakes, or give me lunch. Chance Babin, thoughts on Bengals Titans? I kind of like the Bengals. I'm not a believer in the Titans. Yeah, Mason's is a good spot. It is. Jason Austin, how was Rufino Saturday night? It's you and E-Rock's anniversary, right? So happy anniversary. Thank you, Jason. So our anniversary was Thursday, 10 years, and Rufino's was great. They always treat us awesome. When we got there, they had champagne on the table for us, and we saw a bunch of people we knew, and they always treat us great, so we love it. Grits and griots at Oliver Twist. I like grits and griots. Would love to see LSU get away from wearing the white jersey. You know, Brad Stevens, I'd love to see you get out of here. Let's see you get the hell out of here. If that's your opinion. That's a terrible take. Get out of here. Purple jerseys are gag-worthy. Makes me want to puke in my mouth when I look at purple. Purple gold is so gaudy. It's a terrible look. And then you're going to say, well, go white, purple, white. White isn't LSU's color. It's fine as an accent. It doesn't need to be the primary color. Not interested. Yeah, another broken egg's good. I didn't know Louis did brunch. Anywhere with mimosas. All right, y'all. I think we're just about done. Y'all have an awesome day. Appreciate y'all for being here. Mitchell Prine, no, it'll be hard to please. Do you see college football putting a cap on NIL deals? Nope. I am a free market capitalist. Get what you can get, bro. If someone's willing to pay it, you should be able to earn it. All right, y'all, think we're just about done. As always, shout out to Brock. You need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. brortho.com, new year, new career. They are hiring. brortho.com. They're the best. Whatever bumps and bruises, all the subspecialties you have, Brock is the best. And of course, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. We have 135 watching on YouTube, 71 watching on Facebook. It means we have over 200 people watching right now. Someone among these 200, you, a friend, a family member, a neighbor, someone needs a roof inspection or has had your roof inspected, has a blue tarp still, and you need help. If you would do me the great honor of going to hudcoroofing.com, filling out that contact form and giving us the opportunity to run your business, it would be the highlight of my day. hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com. All right, y'all have an awesome day. Peace.